Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I have a YA thriller mystery that I had on my special edition um in my closet. On my all my special editions are lined out, and this is gonna be the first special edition that I just brung out because I knew that I'm not into YA anymore, but I did want to read this. So I got this, The Cousins by Karen McNausis, and she's the one who's wrote One of Us is Lying, which I liked. I read that last year. And then I got the special edition Illumicrate edition of The Cousins. So let me talk about this. But first, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing good. I have been around a lot of places right now. I just can't sit still. And I decided to not film on my bed today, so I just came in front of my desk to see if I can just do something else. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. And then look at Prince. He's just being lazy. Let's jump into The Cousins. So I didn't know what to expect. I knew that this was supposed to be about three cousins who their parents have been disinherited from their mother, who's very rich. They come from a very rich family. And when they were disinherited, their mother was sent them in a letter that said, "You know what you did." And that's how they were disinherited. And then the cousins' parents are "We don't know what she's talking about." And at first, I was believing the parents. So we're following the stories, which is crazy because it's a story and their last name is Story, but whatever. The Story family is Mildred, the mother, and their father died of heart complications, I think, or a heart problem. And he just died. And he's not brung up in the story a lot. Then it's Allison, Anders, Adams, and Adam, Anders, Allison, Archer. I like how the author gave us the family tree, because I have to keep going back and forth sometimes to figure out who was related to which parent. I knew Millie was related to Allison because Allison's the only female of the clan besides Mildred, her mother, her grandmother, Allison's grandmother. So we have those kids, and those Allison, Archer, Adams, and Anders. Out of the 4 children, only 3 of the children had children. And that is Millie, who is Allison's mother. Then you have Aubrey, who is Adam's daughter. And then you have Jonah, who is Anders' son. So, and then Archer has been a bachelor for his whole entire life. And it's okay. So they are almost either 18 or on the cusp of being 18, and they get a letter from their grandmother saying, "Hey, I want to get to know you guys. So this summer, come to my compound and work." And the parents all want the kids to go so they can figure out how to get back in the good graces of the grandmother. So maybe the children will be disinherited, and so they can be part of the will again. And all of the families, all of the children who are disinherited, the brothers and the sister, they all have a well-to-do life. I think out of all 4 of them, Archer is the only one who doesn't have like a plethora of income, if you get what I mean. Like all of the other kids, his sister and his other two older brothers all have big businesses, are married into big businesses. So they've had things. So keep that in mind. But as they get to their grandmother's estate, they realize something's going on. They actually haven't met each other. The cousins haven't met each other since like they were 8. And it was a bad time for them. Like they were not okay. And I don't know how I would do it because like when I was little, like me and my cousins, every summer we would spend time with each other, like the whole entire summer. So like that's really weird that like other cousins, especially cousins that live like 2 hours away, don't meet up. That was weird to me, but I know that they've like been estranged, and there's actually a reason why they have been estranged. There is a reason. There's a mystery, and these cousins are going to unravel this mystery and figure out what's going on this estate island where they are, because everyone knows them and their grandmother and their parents. And something happened, I think it was like 24 years ago in the story, and nothing was ever the same again. And it actually has to do with something that Mildred, their grandmother, sent their parents. That's the reason why they got disinherited. So that is it for the spoiler-free section. If you don't want to be spoiled from this book, then I suggest you just, I'll see you guys. You might enjoy this. It's not as like this has like her other stories have been like set in school, so this is like very weird turn, but it's family secrets, rich people secrets, murder secrets. So I think you enjoyed it if you did like her other one. If you're staying, we're gonna get into the spoiling part because I had so many questions. A lot. Okay, so we find out that like the cousins all meet on the ferry to get to the island, and they're at the island. And the first hint that I knew something was like weird was that there was a guy who had dementia, and he was the doctor, and he was like, Allison, to Millie. He's like, Allison, why are you here? You're not supposed to be here. And I was just like, and the children were like, what? I'm not Allison, that's my mom. And then he was just like, you're not supposed to be here. And it's Adam's here, which is Aubrey's father. And so like, it was just like a whole bunch of like, oh, we're starting now. Then we get to the part where like they finally make it to the estate that they're supposed to be at to work for their grandmother. And the person that was the point of contact quit. He quit his job 2 days before they came here. And we realized their grandmother doesn't know that they're here. She doesn't know that they are here to work. She didn't even invite them. And then that's another thing. I was just like, what? Okay. So maybe someone is pulling strings around here, which someone is. Then we get to like, there's like so much, because like in the book, you get all three of their POVs, Millie, Jonah, and Aubrey's. Then you get Allison's POV, and Allison tells you the secret. She takes you from, I think it's like a couple of months after her father died, and then the secret starts to unravel and you start seeing it play out. But like her point of view is sprinkled throughout the whole entire book. So as the children are unraveling the secret in the present time, you're finding out the secret in the past. I don't know if I would have done it the same way Allison did it, but let me just go ahead and tell you. So it turns out that Anders, who is Jonah's father, killed Matt, and Matt was the love of Allison's life. She got pregnant by him, and Anders was jealous, so he told Matt to go to the river because like someone was in the river. I don't know if it was Kayla or it was Allison, but this is like the point. So Matt goes into the river trying to save someone who doesn't exist. And Anders and Adam sees him struggling because he can't swim. And he gets swept away and he drowns. And so it was ruled as an accident. And all the siblings, besides Archer, knows the truth. That Anders killed Matt. And Adams, the middle brother, I think he's the middle brother because Aaron's the older brother, did not help Matt at all. And Matt has a sister. He has two sisters. And this is a revenge plot. So the sisters find out that Anders had a hand in killing Matt, and they bring up a plot to destroy the story legacy. And they do it. And it's crazy. Like, let me tell you the problem I had. Because I was like, no one realized this. Like, no one realized it. Okay, so Mildred has been dead for years. I repeat, Mildred, their grandmother, has been dead for years. So then who was the woman that greeted them, that's been hanging out with them this whole entire time? Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. The ending was even more crazier because I knew that something was going to happen, but I was hoping for like a good HEA. It's a YA murder mystery. It's like, I was hoping for a good HEA. Because what I got was basically I would call it like a honey trap. Like, you could end it right here, but there could be another book in the future. You know what I mean? And it has to do with a postcard. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, I thought this was going to be incest, which I kind of do think is a little sort of incesty because Anders, who is Allison's brother, is jealous of Matt for being in love with Allison. A little incesty, I'm just saying, a little. But there's a romance between Millie and Jonah. They're cousins. But no, they're not cousins. We find out that Jonah isn't related to them at all. At all. So who is he? He's Jonah North. He's just an imposter that Anders, his father, brung in. What? Like, what? I was so confused because then I was just like, oh, like, they're not related. So, like, it's okay to, like, date your cousin. Like, it's just so weird. It was so weird. So weird. But cool beans, whatever. But I'm thinking that Jonah, the imposter, is related to the people who impersonated Mildred. And like there's like little bitty clues, but like the ending with the postcard was like the clue that I was like, okay, like this woman saying family first. So like, is it like his family, as in like Millie and all of them, or is it her and him family? You know what I mean? I don't know. But that postcard at the end, I was just like, what? Well, I knew she was alive. Like, she killed her sister. So, like, she got away with the money. So, cool beans. But yeah, I was confused. And then I was just like, no, I wanted an HEA. I wanted an HEA. Okay. But yeah, Cousins was good. I gave it a 3, mainly because it didn't get good until 200, that page. And then, like, it just started picking up. But, like, the first 100, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so slow. Once it picked up, everything was good. But it became, like, a little too much with, like, the ending, like, before the postcard and how everything was resolved. That became a little too much for me. And I was like, okay, well, okay, this is, now we're getting, like, Hollywood now. But there are some deaths. Besides the deaths in the past, there are some deaths in the present with the children trying to figure out what's going on and why their parents have been lying to them, because their parents have, like, completely different stories of why they think they're, like, why certain things and situations happened. So yeah, that's crazy. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and I post a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Sunday. And I hope to see you all in my next video. And have a good day. Bye.